News at 10. First, the highlights. Lagos State government adopts multi-platform strategies to boost business climate, attract investors. Universal Basic Education Commission plans new template for basic school fund disbursement. On the foreign scene, United States President meets interim Syrian leader as Damascus celebrates lifting of sanctions. And in sport, Nigeria's D Tigers to battle Rwanda, Guinea, Tunisia in first phase of 2027 FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State government is committed to ease of doing business through multiple platforms to drive investors' confidence. Commissioner for Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, Folashade Ambrose, noted that the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration has embarked on various initiatives to enhance the process, including strong trade and bilateral relationships with countries like Germany, India, United Arab Emirates, among others. Speaking at the ongoing ministerial press briefing at Alausa, Ambrose, who said a plan is underway for the establishment of the Lagos State Industrial Innovation Zone to boost local production, announced the operationalization of the Lekki Deep Sea Port. According to Ambrose, Lagos State secured over $4 million in World Bank-supported State Action Business Enabling Reform SABRE initiative, and also through diaspora and local industry engaged business leaders and business membership organizations.
We've been able to achieve the incentives as a result of that. The essence of the ease of doing business, as we all know, is to rate the states in terms of how they have simplified the process of business startups, how they have assisted new businesses coming in to kickstart their operations, how the program is backed by a 750 million International Development Association credit as a concessionary financial assistance to countries. And I'm delighted to say Lagos State has been able to meet all criteria and obtain the relevant acknowledgement as well.
The commissioner said in the year under review, the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency received a total of 1,678 complaints from consumers, resolved 1,488, had 23 referrals with 160 ongoing. Our correspondent Adiola Akindele reports that the commissioner said in the future the ministry targets to put strong foundations in place in short, medium and long-term folds for industrial policy, creating 50,000 new direct jobs in the Lekki corridor, disbursing loans to the first cohort of MSMEs and cooperatives through LASMECO, among others. The Lagos State Parking Authority, LASPA, has concluded plans to commence the regulation of valet parking services across the state in order to guarantee a smoother and safer Lagos environment and eliminate all forms of indiscriminate parking. This new initiative aims to standardize valet parking services operating within Lagos State, including operations conducted on public roads, curbside spaces, and private spaces. According to LASPA General Manager Adebisi Adelabu, under the new regulation, all valet parking service providers in Lagos are expected to be duly registered with the authority. Adelabu highlighted some of the registration requirements for interested companies' eligibility as valet service provider to include submission of a valid Corporate Affairs Commission registration documents, proof of insurance coverage for customers' vehicles, a list of employees with valid driver's licenses, as well as police background checks for all valet drivers. The LASPA General Manager stated that intending valet service providers must present approved operating site plans and comprehensive safety and traffic management plans. Adelabu noted that all valet service operators will be mandated to follow standardized operational procedures, which includes issuing receipts containing essential service details to customers, ensuring their attendants wear clearly identifiable uniforms and restricting parking only to legally approved locations, while stressing that all Valley staff are expected to have their LASPA permit and certification from the Lagos State Drivers Institute (LASDRI. Adelabu assured that LASPA will conduct a regular inspection to monitor compliance. The Federal Ministry of Works has announced a planned road closure for critical repair works on Ijora to Marine Bridge from Sunday, 18th May. Federal Controller of Works, Lagos, Olukorede Kesha, in a statement noted that the closure, which will be for 21 days, will be full at some sections of the bridge and partial at other sections. Kesha said this critical project aims to improve road safety and enhance the driving experience of motorists. She stated that the work involves lifting the entire bridge deck to change the faulty bearings beneath, amongst other repair works, stressing that this will ensure a smoother, safer roadway. According to Kesha, the ministry has carefully worked on diversion routes and traffic management, encouraging motorists and businesses in their access to plan accordingly. While apologizing for any inconvenience this may cause, Kesha assured that appropriate signage and traffic control measures will be in place to guide drivers and pedestrians. The Standards Organization of Nigeria (SON) has destroyed substandard imported tires, electrical cables, steel doors, and spark plugs which failed to meet the minimum safety and quality standards required in Nigeria. SON Director General Ifeanyi Okeke noted that the destruction of the substandard products aligns with the agency's core mandate outlined in the SON Act No. 14 of 2015, which empowers the organization to regulate and enforce standards for goods in the Nigerian market. Okeke noted that using standard quality products, particularly tires, would prevent accidents on Nigerian highways. According to him, tires, whether new or old, expire after 4 years and can burst, causing accidents if used beyond their shelf life. The SON boss stressed on the importance of proper storage and handling of tires, noting that extreme temperatures can affect their quality. He urged consumers to report any infractions to SON offices nationwide. Now to the rest of the stories. The Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, has announced plans to introduce a new template for disbursing counterpart funds under the Universal Basic Education Program. Executive Secretary of the Commission, Aisha Garba, made this known at an interactive workshop with State Universal Basic Education Boards in Abuja. Garba explained that the federal government, through UBEC, has recently restructured the delivery of basic education nationwide to align with 4 strategic pillars aimed at improving access and quality across states and the Federal Capital Territory. She identified the pillars as expanding access to basic education, especially for rural and underserved populations, enhancing the quality of teaching and learning nationwide, strengthening accountability and the effective use of education financing, and optimizing monitoring and institutional systems for quality service delivery. Garba stated that the new approach had made it necessary to develop fresh templates that will guide State Universal Basic Education Board (SUBEBs) in preparing work plans to access Universal Basic Education (UBE) intervention funds under the framework of the Hope Education Project. Abia State Governor Alex Otti has announced automatic employment to 19 best graduating students of digital training program organized by the state government. Speaking during the graduation ceremony of the Abia Tech Rise ICT training program held in Umuahia, Otti directed the temporary opening of the state employment portal, noting that the portal would be closed after the waiver. The governor directed the state head of service, Benson Ojekere, to prepare the necessary documents for the 19 best performed graduates for necessary approval. Governor Oti also directed that another set of 850 trainees, comprising 50 persons from each of the 17 local government areas of the state, be taken for the second batch of the ICT training. The Senate has asked the military to urgently redeploy personnel and advance equipment to Borno and Yobe states following a resurgence of attacks by Boko Haram terrorists in the area. The resolution followed renewed insurgent attacks in the northeast region, including the killing of over a dozen soldiers in Marte town of the Monguno local government area on Monday, May 12, and a subsequent assault early Tuesday on Gajiram, the headquarters of the Ngazai local government area. In a motion raised by the Senate Chief Whip Tahir Monguno, lawmakers noted that while 2/3 of the local government areas in Borno were once under Boko Haram control, collaborative efforts between the Nigerian military and civilian joint task force had successfully reclaimed the territories. The lawmakers noted that the restored peace had led to a relocation of the tactical command to the northwest, where the military is combating kidnapping and banditry. Expressing concern over the militants' evolving tactics, Monguno highlighted the use of modern technology by the group, including drones and an increase in the deployment of improvised explosive devices, which have led to high civilian and military casualties, disrupting transportation networks. The Senate subsequently resolved to urge the military high command to swiftly redeploy sufficient troops to the northeast and ensure they are adequately equipped with modern technology to effectively combat the renewed threat, as well as mandate the committees on the Army and Air Force to monitor and ensure compliance with this directive. Now to foreign news. United States President Donald Trump has met the Syrian interim president Ahmed al-Sharaa in Saudi Arabia. The brief meeting came after the U.S. lifted sanctions on Syria in a move Trump said is designed to give them a chance at greatness. Until December, the U.S. offered a $10 million reward for al-Sharaa's arrests. After his meetings in Riyadh, Trump will head to Qatar on the next stop of his 4-day Middle East visit. On Tuesday, Trump and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman signed a $142 billion defense agreement. And now sport. A few days after learning their group opponents for the 2025 AfroBasket Championship, the D Tigers have been drawn in Group C in the first phase of the 2027 FIBA World Cup qualifiers, where they will play Rwanda, Guinea and Tunisia. The draw was held in Doha, Qatar, the host country of the 2027 tournament. Placed in pot 3 ahead of the draws, Nigeria will battle for the top 3 spots in the group before advancing to the second round, where Africa's 5 representatives for the 2027 World Cup will emerge. In Group A, Cameroon, South Sudan, Cape Verde and Libya will slug it out, while Senegal, Democratic Republic of Congo, Madagascar and Cote d'Ivoire make up Group B. Group C has Mali, Angola, Uganda and Egypt. The 16 teams will play across 5 windows starting from November 2025. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, use the walkway where available to avoid accidents. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration supported 3,673 businesses with 1.156 billion naira and a plethora of interventions including grants, mentorship, business advisory and capacity building, as well as market access opportunities. You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government is committed to ease of doing business through multiple platforms to drive investors' confidence. Commissioner for Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, Folashade Ambrose, stated this at the ongoing ministerial press briefing at Alausa. The Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, has announced plans to introduce a new template for disbursing counterpart funds under the Universal Basic Education Program. We also told you that United States President Donald Trump has met the Syrian interim president Ahmed al-Sharaa in Saudi Arabia. And in sport, a few days after learning their group opponents for the 2025 AfroBasket Championship, the D Tigers have been drawn in Group C in the first phase of the 2027 FIBA World Cup qualifiers, where they will play Rwanda, Guinea and Tunisia. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fabolagun. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.
This is Flight Schedule brought to you by Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.